Hi, and welcome to Drinking Buddies. I'm Phil from Beer Goals, and today my beer goal is to have a beer with my buddies. And we have our good friend, the Colorado Beer Hunter, with us. Tom, the Colorado Beer Hunter. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, buddy.
All right, how you doing, man? And I'm very excited tonight because, as many of you may know, I have been drinking 2,550 beers across America. That's 50 beers in each state. And if you're doing the math, I am including Washington, D.C. So 2,550 beers across America. And tonight, I am actually drinking my 50th Colorado beer sent right from Colorado, from the man himself, Colorado Beer Hunter. So, Tom, tell us about this beer. What am I drinking?
So, drinking Storm Peak Brewing. It's Steamboat Springs, Colorado, just down the road from me. They're Hop U 11.0. So it's a little series they do. They've had some good runs on this series, really good IPAs. This one is, another top-notch put out from them.
That's awesome. This is it's aggressively hoppy. Like, wow, I love it, man. This is the perfect beer to close out my 50 beers in Colorado. I'm excited.
No, that's awesome that, you're drinking one of the beers that's from a brewery like right here. So that's awesome, totally man. Cool.
Yeah, that's great. So I've now officially had 50 beers in Colorado. If you guys are watching with us, please let us know what you're drinking in the comments. Cheers. We'll do some shout outs to our drinking buddies. And let us know what your favorite Colorado beers are. I'm trying to remember some of my favorites. Definitely the one near you there, Steamboat Springs, is pretty great. What are your top? If you had to pick a brewery, I know your actual beer goal is to hunt and drink a beer at every brewery in Colorado. Is that correct?
That's right. Now my beer goal is to hit every brewery in Colorado and at least have a beer in every one.
That's awesome.
Obviously, there's quite a few that I've visited more than once, but right as of today, I'm at 227 different Colorado breweries.
Wow!
So just a little bit over halfway.
That's awesome.
It's a journey.
Your state has 227 breweries.
Yeah, wow! Now last I looked, we were sitting at like 416. Chris here says he loves Horse and Dragon. Those guys are awesome. They're in Fort Collins.
Cheers, Chris. Yeah, that's awesome. Horse and Dragon. All right. Very cool. Well, that's great, man. This is wow. I'm trying to see what's the ABV on this. This is a good beer. Do you guys like juicy beers? Because this is a DDH juicy. What I've found it's really interesting is like a lot of breweries they'll focus on the juicy IPAs. So you get a variety. I'll try to go to all these different breweries. It'll just be like a couple different varieties of juicy IPAs. So it really takes a lot to actually make something stand out. But this is a good one.
And with this series, this Hop U series, it's kind of like a one and done. So
okay.
So there's been quite a few that I've really liked, and it's like, yeah, we need to keep that one going. But that's what I like about it, is kind of a one and done, and that series has been pretty awesome.
Okay, yeah, you can taste it's got a little citral hops on it. I like that, man. I like that. I don't have to try to think if I actually tried to brew my own beer, what kind of beer would I make? I'm kind of more of a red ale guy myself, but I've been getting into these juices. Yeah, I'd maybe do a burnt red ale. I wonder if everybody's done a juicy red ale. I don't know. I could invent that.
There you go.
Weird beer crossovers.
Not that I know of, but that would be an interesting one.
All right. So Dawn from Alabama says we have a beer trail here in Huntsville, Alabama. Straight to Ale Monkeys. All right, favorite of mine. All right, cheers, Dawn.
Cheers.
Right. That's awesome.
I was able to hunt Huntsville, Alabama once. Got a couple breweries from there. Wasn't there that long, but I was able to hit a couple breweries there.
I don't think I've done any on my 50 beers. I haven't actually done any Alabama beers yet. But you actually sent me, and this is going to be on Beer Goals Facebook, is my first beer from Wyoming, and we were just talking about. So when I started doing my 50 beers in each state, everyone's like, well, how are you going to do Wyoming? There's I think 500,000 people live there. It's not a very populated place. So it's how many breweries could there be? You actually just told me you guys get a lot of Wyoming beers in Colorado, and they actually you said they're up to 30 breweries now.
Yeah, I think there last time I looked, and it's been a little bit, but there are 30 some breweries there in Wyoming.
Nice, nice.
And I've had a few. I've only visited a couple, but I've had a few brews from up there, and they're just like anybody else. They're solid as anybody else.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I look forward to Alabama and Wyoming, and to completing all 2,550 beers.
So how far along are you on that? I know you've hit quite a few goals, in the States. So where are you at?
Let's see. I've got California. I've got New York. I've got Arizona. I've got New Mexico. I got Oregon. Now, tonight, right now, right here, this one makes Colorado. So cheers.
Very
cheers,
awesome. Cheers.
All right. Yeah, so everybody, drinking buddies out there, let us know what your favorite beers in your state are. And I'll try to pick those up and drink them when I visit or acquire beers for my goal. Let's see, we got, Chris is saying in Orlando, in Florida, cheers for Florida beers. Ton of breweries. Yeah, awesome. Few good ones. Favorite is Colorado. Yeah, all right. Cheers to Florida and Colorado beers. Very awesome. So Tom, we have coming up at about a little over a month.
Just about
we have the third annual. Speaking of, this is a whole separate beer goal. The third annual world's largest virtual beer toast. All right. So this is something that we thought up a couple years ago. That it's a little crazy. The idea being, this was like, 3 years. It's the third annual, so it's 3 years. I got to drink some more. It's 3 years ago. I was like, how long ago was the third annual beer toast?
Yeah, well, 10 years ago we started it.
The third annual. Yeah, we get to it every couple of years. It's like it's like the Olympics. So it's the third annual, and we started doing. I was like, hey, what would be a crazy idea is if we get everybody together to have a beer together around the world, can do it online. Like maybe there'd be like a technology where people could kind of have a video where there's all these different windows and people could cheers each other. Like that would be cool. And now that's just life. That's just like everything is like that.
We invented it before it was popular, I guess.
We were doing virtual happy hour before it was cool. So anyway, long story short, the third annual world's largest virtual beer toast the idea is to get people from breweries, bars, just sitting at home, on the couch, having a beer, to cheers, and we want to try to get as many people from as many different locations as possible. The last couple of years have been great. We had our first year. We toasted it from Los Angeles to Chicago to Colorado. Last year we had people, everybody, even if you're at home, not going out because if your state's still in lockdown, it's totally cool. You can sit here just like us. I'll probably be at home rocking a local California beer. I haven't decided what I'm going to drink yet, but the idea is to represent your hometown and your hometown beer. So
Tom, let us all know. I mean, that's been the goal. Phil's been able to, invited me to join his ride with that virtual beer toast, and it's totally cool seeing people from all over the world.
Yeah.
Let us know what they're drinking, and all that. So it's been pretty fun.
Yeah, it's just amazing because it's like I actually, thought of this I was in like a small town somewhere, and I was just like, they had a brewery, and it's like every single town and every single neighborhood, even in some places, has their own brewery these days. So
pretty much,
what if you could unite them all together, the whole world, one giant toast? Oh,
Chris, so it's going to be on April 7th.
Sorry, yes, April 7th, National Beer Day.
National Beer Day. So we still in the works of when exactly we're going to try to get all that online. But April 7th is the day.
Yeah, we'll be here. We'll broadcasting from Beer Goals, and everybody, hashtag beer the world together. Post a picture or a video of you and your friends or family having a beer. So I was going to say this is 315 Brewing representing Syracuse, New York. It's where I grew up. Hometown breweries right there. So I might drink with this glass. Maybe have a nice local California beer here in Southern California. We've got some cool breweries like Enneagram Brewing, probably drink and represent that. But so let us know what your hometown beer is, what your hometown brewery, and join the third annual world's largest virtual beer toast on April 7th, National Beer Day. And you can look it up. There's a reminder, get it on the Evite page and check that out. So, All right, we'll practice now. You ready? We'll practice. Cheers. All right. That's it. That's all you got to do. All right.
And we're out.
Toppy. Yeah.
So, give me 1 second. Let me turn around and get a beer.
Oh, no. He's out of beer. All right. There you go. The Colorado beer. I like this. I like the stuff you got there in the background.
Oh.
I gotta get my Zoom background going. The man cave with all your paraphernalia, your beer paraphernalia. I gotta do that. I just have like a little tiny bookshelf. I gotta get my bookshelf game going.
Well, I've been wanting a hometown bar or my own home bar for a while, and over the years piecing things together. So now I've got a little home bar, so I can't complain too much.
That's the best. That's the best. All right, so I was going to actually share with you guys, I found some pretty interesting, what I call weird beer news. It's time for weird beer news. I don't know if you saw this, Tom, but they're actually, I guess in time for Easter, it's, coming up in April. They're celebrating the 50th anniversary, speaking of anniversaries, the 50th anniversary of the Cadbury Company, who make the Cadbury Cream Egg. And they have teamed up with
it's the 50th. I didn't know it was the 50th.
Oh, yeah. I guess it's like the 50th anniversary of the company or something. And they're celebrating with the Golden Gooberlies. The Golden Gooberlies. I don't know. Don't Google that. Here, let me see if I can show that in the it's a little small. I can't see it. But that's the beer. So it's a Cadbury-themed beer. That's a little small.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's a Cadbury-themed beer. So it's a beer that tastes like a Cadbury egg.
So what's your take? You gonna do it?
My take is I would drink it. A Cadbury tasting egg. But it sounds amazing to me. It's like I love chocolate beers. I love Cadbury eggs. I actually think what they could do with the Golden Gooberly is they can make it a whole thing where it's like one of those like a bomb shot, like a Jaeger bomb or something like that. Like you eat like a Cadbury egg and then you drop it in the beer.
I was thinking
and then you chug it. It becomes a whole thing, and it's like beer dudes, craft beer guys are going to bars like, give me a Cadbury bomb, and they're like at the bar chugging Cadbury eggs. And it's like it's weirdly adorable.
I saw that and it was like, that's the cool thing. There are people that are on both sides of the fence here where the cool things where they're making everything into beer.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I'll give it a shot.
There's a Planters peanut beer, so maybe you could get that. So if you ever combine like chocolate and beer together, and then so like you put those both in your mouth and like boom, you're good, Right. But here's the bad news though. So I got you guys all excited. To our friends in the UK, you guys are lucky because that's where you can get it. It's only in the UK. So it's Goose Island, UK, which I didn't know. Apparently.
Yep. Yeah, that's what we do here. We get you excited, we let you down.
We let you down. But if any of our British fans,
hook a brother up.
Yeah, send it over. We'll do a cross-Atlantic beer trade because I really would love to try some of this Goose Island Cadbury egg beer. Maybe the Easter Bunny will bring some. He's got the hops. Am I right? Come on, up top. Up top.
You got it. That's interesting. But yeah, everybody's doing all these foods, all the different things. As a matter of fact, I just attended, one of the Hop Culture's virtual Saturday morning brews festival,
nice.
And they actually had a little session on food beer.
Okay.
So like different flavored beers that are on food, because everybody's doing them. And I've actually had a few with one of the breweries they mentioned, Martin House down in Texas. Chicken wings. What do you call it? The fire Cheetos.
Wait, yeah. Okay. You had a chicken wing and a fire Cheeto flavored beer?
Yes.
Wow. All right. So, new beer goal. You have to try all the food flavored beers.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. It sounds amazingly. I don't know. It sounds amazingly.
Well, you have to try it, right?
Yeah, you got to. You got to. Did you try? So, how was it? How were they?
So the fiery Cheetos. Yeah, you got that little kick of the spice. The buffalo wings are great, just not for me.
I can't imagine. Which is interesting because I actually have a thing where I think buffalo wings are the perfect food to pair with beer. I'm not just like, oh, but like I actually get like a weird euphoria when I have like buffalo wings and beer. Like I don't know if there's like a chemical in the buffalo wings. I'd love to like ask like a
Gotta be.
foodologist, like somebody like whatever that is. I'm just like, oh, it's like man, it's like heroin for a beer drinker. I'm just like
Well,
Like,
I'm the same way. I mean, you throw a basket of buffalo wings down. As I'm drinking beer, yeah, they're gone.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I gotta try that. All right, so this next weird beer news item, and I'll try to. I don't think it's going to be big enough, but I'll try to throw it up here so everybody gets the idea. I don't know if you can see this, but so there was a dad, I think out of Seattle, and he made a baby. He made a beer bong for his baby in order to feed the baby formula. So this is kind of interesting. You can kind of get the idea. See, like there's the baby like drinking out of the beer bong. It's really tiny there. I can't get it bigger. But anyway, here, let me get rid of that. Okay, so we all know what a beer bong looks like, from college. Like
never seen one.
Never. I don't know what you're talking about. So this is actually kind of sweet and weird at the same time. So sometimes like babies, they have to get extra fed. Like they're underweight when they're born. It's like a thing that happens pretty regularly. And the doctor's like, yo, you got to feed this baby, get the weight up. Like we're trying to like get rid of the fat and the baby's got to gain weight. So the doctor's saying, hey, your baby's underweight. And the dad's like, well, I'm going to try to start like feeding the baby like the only way I know how.
His reasoning behind it, because I read the article, was awesome. He goes, I know when in college I gained a lot of weight doing this.
Yes. Which is funny is because now there's going to be like a baby, like they didn't gain weight the way they were supposed to. Just the baby has like a beer belly now.
Right. No, I saw that and I just had to laugh. I mean, in his reasoning, I'm like, hey, that's science.
No, and the baby's like, yeah, the baby was like into it, like a little bit much. The baby's like a little frat bro baby. It'll be like one of those weird like Pixar movies, like frat bro baby, like doing, like maybe it'll become like a beer superhero, like the baby was fed beer, or like, well, it's not being fed beer, so everybody's clear. The baby is being fed formula through a beer bong, yeah. So. I don't know. It makes sense. It checks out. You're right. It's science. It's all science.
Science. Well, here we go. Don is saying that when we were back talking about the food beers, a Mexican wedding cake beer.
Wow, that sounds delicious.
Well, instead of Dave Heartburn, I'm in.
I bet.
Yeah. Cheers to that. I'm in.
Yeah. Cheers to Mexican wedding cake Heartburn beer. They should just call beer. I'm at an age now where like I don't even like get hungover from drinking anymore. I just have like food hangovers. Like I'll just be like, oh, I'll just wake up in the morning like, oh God, I was just like up all night with heartburn. Like,
oh yeah,
like I had like one beer and I'm just like, oh
yeah. That's me every night. It's like really.
Yeah, so they should just have a beer. It's called Heartburn Beer. It just tastes like Tums. You're just like, oh.
Maybe not that flavor.
Awesome. Well, Dom, cheers to Mexican wedding cake. Let us know where we can get that. That sounds delicious. All right. So this next weird beer news item I actually thought was really interesting. There's not really a picture. It's just but so these guys thought it'd be a fun idea to take off the coast of Australia. They're like, hey, let's take our blow-up mattress, get a bunch of beers, get like a case of beers, and we're just going to like float in the ocean. Sounds fun, right? But they ended up like floating off the coast for like,
it was just outside their house.
It was just outside their house. I didn't even get that far.
They said it was like just outside. They planned to go like 50 yards out, and the wind decided differently.
They floated away. So just imagine like you're on a little raft with your buddy, like a I don't even know what they had, like a case of beer, and you're just floating in the middle of nowhere, living off of hops and barley. But I guess they got rescued by their buddy because they had a cell phone, and they're like, "Hey, man, you need to make like the world's weirdest beer run, like because we're stranded." Because if you got that, like if I called like, "Hey, man," if your friend called you and was like, "Hey, I'm on a raft, Or no, it wasn't even a raft. It was
It was a blow-up mattress.
blow-up mattress. It's just so weird. And then it started sinking too, because it's not made for this, right? So you're gonna, hey man, I'm on a blow-up mattress with some beer in the middle of the ocean. You gotta come pick me up on your boat. You'd be like, okay, dude. So luckily, the friend believed him, and they got
They were out there
rescued.
for 3 hours.
Oh, I'll get some sunburn that way. Some beards.
Well, and they said they would do it again, but they would definitely check the wind forecast before anything.
No, that's a beer goal right there. Just float out in the ocean with like a pack of beers and not give a care in the world. I love it.
I mean, man. I don't know. Up here, we ain't got too many oceans, but the river is you float down. But
yeah, you're landlocked. You go down the river, the Colorado River. There you go. Figure it out. Yeah. Well, cheers to getting sauced with your buddy on a air mattress
and mattress in the ocean.
Mattress in the ocean. Cheers to those guys. All right. So Chris is saying Funky Buddha, no crusts. A peanut butter and jelly Sammy beer. Oh, that sounds delicious.
I'm definitely in on that one.
I actually, one of my favorite things to pair was beer, like apricot beer with peanut butter and jelly. I used to have this was like my dinner in college. So in Ithaca, New York, there was this great Ithaca Brewing was this great beer called the Apricot Wheat. I used to just drink that and just for dinner have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and it was like I was a chef. I was like, I like to see the wine menu. I was like, this is the greatest combination of food and beer ever, and I haven't evolved past that. So
very nice. Well, see, here in Colorado, Left Hand, they do their peanut butter stout. They also do a raspberry stout. Well, I guess I'm not smart enough, but somebody else started combining them both together for a PB&J. And I'm like, I haven't done that yet, but
I'm doing like a half and half. Like they just mix
pour two in a glass and drink it.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't even think of that
at the house, but I just don't have any raspberries. So I need to get some raspberry, and I'll be definitely doing that.
You're right. I wouldn't think of that. I wouldn't think because there's people somebody had to invent a black and tan. I would never think of that. I'd just be like, no. This is my beer.
But see, I mean, I've been to breweries where they've combined beer together to make a separate beer. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Here you go.
You know what it is? You know what that is? Those are beer DJs. Because there's people who go, hey, this song is good, but what if I mix it with another song?
Add a little bit.
That's a lot of work. So we just a beer DJ. If you went to a brewery, you're like, hey, we have our beer DJ is going to be here today. Your beer DJ. Yeah, he's going to mix different beers to make new flavors. I think they do that with wine, don't they? People do that with wine.
I don't know. I'm not a wine drinker. So.
You're not wine guys. Yeah, it's too complicated. That's why I drink beer. You just open it up and drink
exactly. Oh well. Some people would say beer's too complicated, but
Yeah, nobody says beer's too complicated. You open it, you drink it. You don't have to mix anything.
Right.
But I would go to some hip brewery that has a beer DJ. You guys can have that. It's a free idea. Go for it.
Right. So, Chris, you're asking a beer drop. I don't do that, but from Colorado, what small breweries? I don't know exactly what they put out there on beer drop. I don't know if you're looking for IPAs. Well, Dylan down there says WeldWorks. They've got some great IPAs. They're not small, but they're pretty big, but they're good. Outer Range. Outer Range Brewing, they've got a good IPA game. Storm Peak Brewing, I don't know if they're on Beer Drop or not. But I found a lot of good IPAs in Colorado. I've seen them out in California when I just visited out there about a month ago.
Nice.
So IPA games, I think, a lot of people say it's saturated, but I think they're I like them, so I'm game.
Nice. What good breweries did you have in California?
Well, it was it was a quick trip out. I had to go out for family. So it was in one day. Out 2 days later,
yeah.
And that was right when
you gotta hit them quick.
Yeah, that was right when you guys were opening back up.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So I was able to visit Firestone, Walker.
Nice.
Their their what do you call it? Their test brew. I can't remember, the Propagator or whatever it is.
Oh, the Propagator. That's a great restaurant. Yeah, they have they have a lot of
Didn't have the
specialty beers there as
but
well.
had some of yeah, they knew what they were doing. And then I was able to get into LA Ale Works. They're in Hawthorne.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get into
that's a great one. Yeah, that's right near SpaceX.
Yes,
which I love. Yes,
I didn't know it was there. I
Day.
mean, I got off the the freeway there, and I don't know, right there at the airport. I was like, "What is that big thing?" And I was like, "That looks like the SpaceX writing."
Oh, I just want to shout out to Roslyn says, "Where can I buy the Beer Goals T-shirt?"
Yes.
Teespring. Google Teespring Beer Goals, and you can buy Beer Goals themed T-shirts. Thank you, Roslyn. Yeah, check it out. Sorry, LA Ale Works is one of my favorite local LA breweries. They have like a lot of good. They have like a big pinwheel of beer you can get there, which
it was awesome. I mean, nice. I got some beer to bring home, so I mean, it was really good.
Nice.
And then I tried to get into Santa Monica, but it was just packed.
Oh yeah, don't want to.
Yeah, it was packed, but I was able to get a couple 4-packs to bring home to Colorado.
Nice.
So
that's awesome, man. So you had a good California beer run. I love it.
Yeah, it was a short one, but it was a good one.
I gotta start. Yeah, when things open back up, I'm gonna start traveling more, doing more 50 beers. Well, I did Colorado, but yeah, maybe Wyoming. We'll go.
Well, hey, yeah, I mean, it's right up there. But we can start here and then work our way up to Wyoming and.
All right, so one last weird beer news. So this guy, a man was locked out of a convenience store after demanding to buy beer for $1. So he goes. This is in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Oh, okay. It wasn't me then.
No, it wasn't you. Yeah, no, it wasn't giving people your rap sheet. No. So this guy, he goes. Oh no, Salt Lake City. Yeah, Salt Lake City, and he's like, "Hey, I'll give you $1." He thinks he's like bartering or something, or bargaining with him. Like, hey, I'll give you $1 for this beer. Like, I bet she's one of those guys. He's probably one of those guys that like goes to a party and brings like crappy big name beer, and then like takes the craft beer. That's what this sounds like. You know what I mean? He's like, I'll have beer for $1, and they're like, there's a store, like the prices are set. You can't like barter with it. So they call the police. He gets locked in. Oh, he gets locked out. And the police come and say, "Sorry, man, you're gonna have toilet wine now, man. No $1 beer."
Yeah. Luckily, that wasn't me, but yet.
I think what beer would be worth $1, because that's like, as a craft beer lover, we invest a lot of money in beer, and I'm like, what? I often think like it'd be great if beer was $1, and I can't think of like, man, is there beer you can get for $1? Even some of the like Miller High Life, I think, is probably more than $1 a can.
$1. I don't know what it would be. Yeah, I do love my craft beer, but I also like, having a good old time beer that I grew up on. I remember, even here in Colorado, drinking Rainier. I remember going down to where my daughter goes to college, and they had a bar where they had and it was $2. The $2 Rainier cans. So it wasn't even $1. Nice. It was $2.
That's great. Oh yeah.
I had to sit in there.
I used to go to a place for they had Killian's on tap. I don't know if you guys know Killian's, and it was for $10 all you can drink. Can you? Oh, and you got chicken wings. All you could drink with. Speaking of chicken wings, it was like the greatest. I mean, it was a while ago. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if anybody does that anymore, but. Oh man!
Yeah, I might put them out of business.
Yeah, I would have. I would give anything for just like a good cheap beer for like all you can drink. Like right now, like just go out to the bar and man, that'd be amazing. Someday soon. But
you know it.
All right, I'm almost out of beer. Drank my 50th Colorado beer tonight, the Hop U, which it was such a hoppy beer, like I can still feel it like on my tongue. So like at first I'm like, oh, like Hop U, did they mean like Hop University or something like that? It's almost like an insult. It's like we're putting so much hops into this beer. It's like Hop U. Get it? Like hop you.
I think that was the intent. I don't know. I've never really talked to them about it, but I think that was their intent.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean,
yeah.
this series has been pretty a hop forward series. So I love this series.
Delicious. Well, awesome, man. Well, all right. Cheers to 50 Colorado beers, beer in the world together. Thank you so much for sending and recommending this one.
Hey,
and I'm going to see you on April 7th
congratulations.
for the. Thank you. I'll see you on April 7th for the world's largest virtual beer toast. And
all of you guys join us on April 7th.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah. So, drinking buddies, if you're watching this now, let us know what you're drinking. We'll respond in the comments. And all right, guys, everybody, just get one last cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, guys. You all take it easy.
Follow Colorado Beer Hunter on Facebook and Instagram. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye. Thanks again, Tom.
Yep. Have a good night. Thanks.
You too.